Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. This is about 4:30, January 4th, Saturday, 65 degrees, up in the living room. Got the pellet stove going there, though it needs a clean out. Also got the wood stove going in the basement, so all those great things are happening. So, I had my hip surgery. It was 3 weeks ago yesterday, and just to give you an idea of how well it came out, I used the snowblower on the entire driveway. I ran the snowblower. So how's that for working out pretty good? I discovered the snowblower is basically like a powered walker. It kind of drags you about. You have no choice but to walk with it. I just set it on low and walked behind it. It was actually very easy. Last night it was cold. It was like freaking cold, about 2 degrees. And then actually yesterday during the day it was cold. I think it went up to 10. These are in Fahrenheit, so that's negative in Celsius. And even across the front, to get the Suzuki up and down, the little SS4. Let me run you around to the front. So, use the snowblower to make a little path for the Suzuki right around the front there. But that's not the purpose of today's video. Today's video, I'm playing with that DC CDI unit, and I've wired it all up, right? Got my 12 volts right there. I'm getting like a William Staten here. I'm working inside the house rather than outside. Anyhow, so I wired it all up. If you take a look at that black, that's basically my big ground, right? And on the coil, I don't know if you guys can see it, it's green. This one's black, right? So I stayed with black for all the grounds. So all the grounds are hooked up, and I wired it up, and my meter died. Good thing they're free at Harbor. And I checked to see if I have 12 volts, and I do, between a little wire diagram. Right, so I have the 12 volts on the top up here like it's supposed to be, and you can see those two are grounded, and that one's the trigger and that one's the coil. So I went with blue for the trigger, and then hooked it up to the trigger right there beneath that tape. And then green, I went with ground, which is black, which is back to here. Anyway, I hooked it all up, and the thing is not consuming any power. And then my meter just died, so I have to go check to see if the problem is my meter is acting up. I'll go get another free Harbor Freight meter off the shelf. While I was going through the Horde, I discovered that I had 3 of these that are not in a bike. I got this one, and that one. This one's a 30 ohmer, which is what they put in the 185s for sure. This one is a couple hundred ohms, so I'm not sure if she's good. This one's an open circuit, which makes me think she's not any good. But anyhow, so this 30 ohm guy, I used it to trigger this, and I'm getting nothing. The big squat. I got no spark, and once again I got it consuming no current. So I'm going to spend a few minutes going through the wiring, make sure I did it kosher and right. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if I did anything wrong. Just in case, I ordered, whenever I do this stuff, I normally try to have spare parts. So, spare coil. By the way, they box them up real nice. I'm curious to see if it's all the same as that. Look, this one came with a plug. The last one didn't come with a plug. But there's the coil. And here's the CDI unit. Supposed to be a DC CDI unit. So, I'm going to poke around with it a little more. Make sure I hooked up everything correctly. But as of right now, and I've already double checked it a couple of times, and I'm not getting anything. Particularly the CDI. When you first apply power to it, you would expect it to take a surge to, fire up the internal circuitry and to start, charging up the big capacitor, or, basically to fire up the circuitry and start charging the big cap in there. That's going to be necessary to get dumped out onto this thing to make your spark. And I'm not seeing that initial current draw, which makes me wonder if that CDI is any good. I would expect to see that. But before I get too crazy here, I'm going to have to check my meter to make sure it's doing the right things. So off to play. Anyhow, yeah, basically a video to let you guys know I'm still alive and still kicking and still moving. Unfortunately, with the cold and the snow and so forth, just not getting all that much done that's worth videotaping. I guess I could start cleaning the basement, but if one thinks it sucks to clean one's own basement, just think how bad it would suck to actually have to watch the video of somebody else cleaning their own basement, right? That's almost like setting up a camera and watching paint dry. Anyhow, so hopefully this weekend, particularly tomorrow, it's supposed to warm up quite a bit, so maybe I could get out and play around with something. Alright folks, live, love, and have a great time. We'll catch you on the next episode of The Horde. Till then, remember to keep your tires down, your tracks down, and your handlebars and steering wheels up. Alright folks, thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing. Bye now.